A Journey Through the Book of Genesis, a chapter-level exploration part 1. In the beginning, chapters 1 to 11. Chapter 1. God creates the heavens, the earth, and everything in them over 6 days, culminating in the creation of humanity in his image. He rests on the 7th day. Chapter 2. A more detailed account of the creation of humans, Adam and Eve, is given, focusing on their placement in the Garden of Eden and the prohibition against eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Chapter 3. Encouraged by a serpent, Adam and Eve disobey God by eating the forbidden fruit. As a result, sin enters the world, and they are expelled from the garden. Chapter 4. Cain, the firstborn son of Adam and Eve, murders his brother Abel out of jealousy, leading to his exile. Chapter 5. A genealogy traces the descendants of Adam through his son Seth, highlighting the longevity of the early patriarchs. Chapter 6. Humanity becomes increasingly corrupt. God decides to flood the earth, but chooses to save Noah, a righteous man, instructing him to build an ark to preserve his family and pairs of every animal. Chapter 7. The floodwaters cover the earth. Noah, his family, and the animals enter the ark, and the rain falls for 40 days and nights, destroying all other life. Chapter 8. The waters recede. Noah's ark lands on Mount Ararat. Noah leaves the ark and offers a sacrifice to God, who promises never to destroy the earth by flood again. Chapter 9. God establishes a covenant with Noah, symbolized by the rainbow. Noah's descendants begin to repopulate the earth. Chapter 10. This chapter outlines the table of nations, detailing the expansion of Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, into different regions and peoples. Chapter 11. People attempt to build a city and a tower reaching the heavens, the Tower of Babel, to make a name for themselves. God confuses their languages, causing them to scatter across the earth. The genealogy then shifts toward Terah, the father of Abram. Part 2. The Patriarchs. Chapters 12 to 50. Chapter 12. God calls Abram to leave his home for a land he will show him, promising to make him a great nation and bless all families of the earth through him. Abram travels to Canaan and then Egypt. Chapter 13. Abram and his nephew Lot separate because their herdsmen are quarreling. Lot chooses the fertile Jordan Valley, while Abram stays in Canaan. Chapter 14. Abram rescues Lot after he is taken captive during a war between regional kings. Abram meets Melchizedek, a mysterious king and priest. Chapter 15. God makes a formal covenant with Abram, promising him descendants as numerous as the stars, even though he and his wife Sarai remain childless. Chapter 16. Impatient, Sarai has Abram conceive a child with her servant Hagar. Hagar gives birth to Ishmael, but conflict quickly arises between the two women. Chapter 17. God reaffirms his covenant, changes their names to Abraham and Sarah, and institutes circumcision as the physical sign of the covenant. He promises that Sarah will bear a son. Chapter 18. God visits Abraham and announces that Sarah will have a son within a year. Abraham pleads with God to spare Sodom and Gomorrah if righteous people are found there. Chapter 19. Angels rescue Lot and his family from Sodom before God destroys the cities due to their extreme wickedness. Chapter 20. Abraham travels to Gerar and claims Sarah is his sister out of fear, leading King Abimelech to take her, though God intervenes to protect her. Chapter 21. Isaac is born to Abraham and Sarah. Hagar and Ishmael are eventually sent away, but are provided for by God. Chapter 22. God tests Abraham's faith by commanding him to offer Isaac as a sacrifice. As Abraham prepares to obey, God provides a ram instead, confirming his promise to bless Abraham. Chapter 23. Sarah dies and is buried in a cave in Machpelah, which Abraham purchases as a burial site. Chapter 24. Abraham sends his servant to find a wife for Isaac among his own relatives. The servant finds Rebekah, who agrees to marry Isaac. Chapter 25. Abraham dies. Isaac's wife, Rebekah, gives birth to twins, Esau and Jacob, who struggle even before they are born. Esau sells his birthright to Jacob for a bowl of stew. Chapter 26. Isaac experiences God's blessing and faces conflict with the Philistines over wells, eventually establishing a peace treaty with them. Chapter 27. With Rebekah's help, Jacob tricks his elderly blind father, Isaac, into giving him the blessing intended for his older brother, Esau. Esau vows to kill Jacob. Chapter 28. Jacob flees to his uncle Laban. On the way, he has a vision of a ladder reaching heaven, where God confirms the covenant promises to him. Chapter 29. Jacob works for Laban to marry his daughter Rachel, but is deceived into marrying her older sister, Leah, first. He eventually marries both. Chapter 30. Jacob has many children through his wives and their servants. He gains wealth through his livestock dealings with Laban. Chapter 31. Fearing Laban's growing resentment, Jacob leaves secretly with his family and flocks. Laban pursues them, but they eventually make a peace agreement. Chapter 32. On his way home, Jacob wrestles with a mysterious man, an angel or God, all night. He is renamed Israel and receives a blessing. Chapter 33. Jacob and Esau meet and reconcile peacefully, then part ways. Chapter 34. Jacob's daughter, Dinah, is defiled by a prince of Shechem. In retaliation, her brothers deceive and slaughter the men of the city, horrifying Jacob. Chapter 35. God instructs Jacob to move to Bethel. Rachel dies giving birth to Benjamin. Isaac dies and is buried by his sons. Chapter 36. A genealogy of Esau, also called Edom, and his descendants is provided. Chapter 37. Joseph, the favorite son of Jacob, is sold into slavery in Egypt by his jealous brothers, who tell their father he is dead. Chapter 38. This chapter pauses the Joseph story to detail an incident involving Judah and his daughter-in-law Tamar. Chapter 39. Joseph thrives in the household of Potiphar, an Egyptian official, but is falsely accused of sexual misconduct by Potiphar's wife and imprisoned. Chapter 40. While in prison, Joseph interprets the dreams of Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker. Chapter 41. 2 years later, Pharaoh has dreams that no one can interpret. Joseph is brought forth, interprets them as a coming famine, and is promoted to be the second in command of Egypt to manage the crisis. Chapter 42. Famine forces Jacob's sons to go to Egypt for food. They encounter Joseph, who recognizes them, but they do not recognize him. He tests them. Chapter 43. The brothers return to Egypt with Benjamin, as Joseph demanded. They are surprised to be hosted for a meal at Joseph's home. Chapter 44. Joseph hides his silver cup in Benjamin's sack to test his brother's loyalty. Judah offers himself in Benjamin's place, proving their character has changed. Chapter 45. Joseph reveals his true identity to his brothers, forgives them, and tells them that God sent him to Egypt to preserve life. He invites his family to move to Egypt. Chapter 46. Jacob and his entire household move to Egypt. God encourages Jacob, promising to make a great nation of his descendants. Chapter 47. Pharaoh welcomes Jacob's family and gives them the land of Goshen. Joseph manages the food supplies during the famine. Chapter 48. Jacob adopts Joseph's two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, as his own, giving them a double portion of the blessing. Chapter 49. Jacob calls his sons together to give them final prophetic blessings regarding their future. He then dies and is buried in Canaan. Chapter 50. The family mourns Jacob and returns to Egypt. Joseph reassures his brothers of his forgiveness, explaining that what they intended for evil, God used for good. Joseph dies, leaving instructions for his bones to be taken to the promised land eventually.